In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can move emails to Asana so that you keep all your communications in one place and then create action items when needed. This is useful when you receive emails specifically from external parties like clients or any other person that you receive an email and then you need to create a follow-up action from that email or have a task assigned to yourself or other team members from that email. You can also use this if at some point you identify any team member that sends you an email for something that should be inside Asana. What you're going to do is, by now, you should already have your Asana Gmail add-on added in this right panel. You will open the email, you will read it, and then let's say that you have to create a task. We're going to learn here two different actions. So first, creating a task. What you're going to do is click on the Asana add-on. If you haven't used it, it's going to prompt you to log in into your Asana account. Once you do it, you're going to find the two actions you're going to learn in this video. We will go with the first one, create a new task. When we click, the first thing we're going to notice is that it will be titled follow-up on, and then the subject line we have for the email. So we will need to rename this using the naming conventions to start off with an action verb and then the context, a short version of the context for why we are creating a task from this. So we will name it. Then we're going to indicate here who is going to be the assignee. Is this a task for yourself or someone else from your team? You can change that by clicking here and then searching for the name of the team member if the task is not going to be for yourself. Then you will set a due date. Add clear instructions for your task. And I want you to notice right away how you can find in the attachments any attachments that are inside the email and the email itself. So because you already have those two things in your task that you're going to be creating, add clear instructions in the description of this task that you are creating, especially if you're going to be having this task assigned to someone else. Once you do that, you can connect the task to a specific project. This is useful when you already have a project created in Asana where you're managing everything related to the reason why you're sending this email to a task in Asana. You can do so by clicking here and searching for that specific project. So let's just say that this is related to a project we have for our website optimization. We'll click there. We have no control over in what section of the project we're going to be having this task created. So after we create the task, we're going to jump into Asana and I will teach you a best practice that you should follow in your projects, in the one that you expect to receive the task. Once we finish, do a double check, make sure the task starts with an action verb, that is correctly assigned, that it has a due date, that you have clear instructions for the task, that is connected to a project, and that you have the attachments and the email itself also attached to the task. Then we will click Create Task. This is what we can see now. We see everything that is going to be added into the task, and it's going to allow us to go into the task in Asana. The next action that I will take just to keep my email inbox clean and zero, the same thing that I will do in Asana, I will do it here. I will archive the project. Once we go into Asana, notice how this is the task with the attachments that we have in the email, and then the email, we find it here. Even though we archived the email on our inbox, you can go back to that email. Let's say that you have to provide an answer after you do whatever action you have to do for that email. Then you will click here and it will take you to that email you just archived. So we're just archiving it from our inbox so that we keep it clean, but you can always go back and find that email because we're not deleting it. We're only archiving it from our inbox. What you have to do next is just Asana best practices. First, why did you send this task here into your project? There's an action you have to do. There's things you have to work on. So make sure that everything is clear. Again, clear instructions. If there's any other actions, follow-ups, if you have to add subtasks, do it here. Make sure that this work gets done. And once you finish, you can go ahead and complete it. As you see, also the task has been added to the project, and we can see here that it's added in the first section we have in the project. So the best practice that I was referring to is to make sure that you have in your projects a backlog section where you can have all those emails landed, and then you can move it to any other corresponding section if that is the case. The other option that we have with this add-on is searching for an existing task to post a comment. This action will not convert the email into a task. Probably we just want a fraction of the project for commenting on a specific task. So this one is a bit tricky because you have to actually know the name of the task. So I'm just going to use the one we have just created. We'll have it here. And then I do not need all of this. I only need a fraction that I want to, I don't know, probably remember or have it in the comments. So what you can do with this is just posting a comment, marking the task as complete, which has no sense for this purpose, or opening the task in Asana. So probably we just want a fraction of the email to post it as a comment. Let's say something like, we received this comment from the client. And that's it. That's all that happened. If we open the task in Asana, we can see how the comment has been posted into the task right here. This is the comment we have just made from that email. So this one is just for searching and adding those. The more useful one is creating new tasks from your Gmail. Just to recap, you are using this so that you keep all conversations inside Asana, and then that you actually create the action items that you and the team has to work on that. Remember, the name of the task has to be an action verb. Send the email that you're converting into a task to the specific project that it should belong. Make sure that you have a section, a backlog section, or an initial one where all those emails are going to land, and then you move it across your project in the corresponding section that it should belong. And then, if needed, apart from clear instructions in the description, indicate the following steps in order to get that task completed.